There is one sentence that quickly reveals how successful you are with women right now. And the more you go into it, the more it also reveals the steps you need to take to improve your relationship to women. When I heard it for the first time, I took it at face value, as I assume most men do. But as I matured in my own relationship to women, and as I matured as a man, the hidden layers of this quote actually revealed themselves to me. And that is what I'm going to share with you today. If you stick around to the end, I'm sure you will have learned something about yourself, and you will have learned something that will actively improve your relationship to women. I guarantee it. Now, before I reveal what the sentence is, let me introduce myself. My name is Sanne. I work as an intimacy coach, and I help men mature into more grounded men who have better relationships to women, have better intimate lives, and have more fun in the bedroom. I also work as an intimate massage therapist. Women come to me and I help them get back in touch with their body, with their femininity, and maybe restore some of the wounds that were done by other men. Now, I didn't set out to do any of these things. I basically stumbled into it by going through my own seduction journey. I used to be like a very shy, very insecure, a little bit overweight, very socially introverted gamer guy. And at a certain point, I was like completely done with being the friend zone guy, the nice friend, and I wanted to become the ultimate lover. And that basically took me on a 13-year journey to where I'm at right now. So let's get to the actual sentence. It is from this book, The Alabaster Girl by Zan Perion. And if you've never read it, I cannot recommend this highly enough. It is a love letter to women. It is the most beautiful book about seduction that I've ever read. And if you go through it, this alone will make you a better lover, a better partner, and better with women. The sentence simply is, a man who loves women is loved by women. And I know what you're going to say, because it's the same thing for me. You can take it at face value and you can say like, of course I love women. I think about them all the time. That definitely is the case for me. I want to be around them. I want to look at them. I want to make love to them. All these kind of things are the surface level of this sentence. But I had to discover there's many layers to this, and those I'm going to share with you today. If you're struggling with women, likely you are suffering from some of the things that I'm going to talk about now. Most of them I had to work through, so I know the pain of all these things that I'm going to talk about. First of all, I needed to recognize that I needed women for validation. I didn't feel like a capable man. I didn't feel like I was worthy enough to be with a beautiful woman. I didn't feel very attractive. I didn't feel like I was doing the right things in life. And I really needed women to validate those things, to actually make me feel like a beautiful, attentive, nice, cool guy to be around with. But because I needed to get it from them, it was always fleeting. I could get it from them maybe for a brief moment, but as soon as they weren't around again, it all just disappeared. I also needed women for emotional support and soothing. I was so terrible at emotionally regulating myself that as soon as I was in like an emotional state, I grabbed the dating apps, or I texted a female friend, or I texted a lover of mine. And if all those women were not responding or were not available, I would just go online, look at some dirty videos, and deplete myself in that way, just to feel a little bit better about myself, because I could not access this emotional groundedness within myself. Another thing that is very common, and we all know, is that men use women for status and for ego. It's super common in the red pill world and in the alpha bro world. They just want the hot woman next to them, basically to show off towards other men of how fucking powerful and great and amazing they really are. And if I'm honest with myself, I had to realize that as dismissive as I was to those kind of men, I basically was doing the same thing. I was going out, especially later during my journey when I was already approaching women in the streets, and I was doing it in front of other men so they would see like, ah, this guy can do it, like he's a fucking cool guy. I was doing the same thing. It was just coming from a slightly different angle. The fourth thing that I had to confront, and this might have been the most recent one I tackled, was that I was using women to feel like a real man. For the longest time, I didn't feel mature. I still felt like a boy. And I was really looking for my masculinity between the legs of a woman. And I will tell you, you will never find it there. A woman cannot make you a man. You become a man by surrounding yourself by other men, by being initiated, by being challenged. Now, all of these things that I just talked about basically come down to insecurity and the neediness that comes out of them. I needed women, just like so many other men, need women to feel better about themselves because they can't find it within, because they've not been trained to deal with their own emotions. They are leaning on the women to basically suck it out of her. That is not all though, because behind a man who loves women is loved by women, there's another layer, because it's not just needing women, it's also that a lot of us still hold a lot of anger and resentment towards women. For the longest time, I was proud about the fact that I never felt angry, and I felt a little bit better than other men, maybe even, about the fact that I never got angry. But that was actually not really true, because that anger was leaking out in different ways. I was acting passive aggressively. I was slightly dismissive of her. I felt superior in some way, either intellectually or physically. I was purposefully withholding love and care and attention when I was feeling annoyed, or I was not doing something that she valued and wanted me to do just to spite her. Now, obviously, I'm not proud of these things looking back on it, but as I work with a lot of men, I can see these same patterns coming out. Like, a lot of anger is not shown as like an explosiveness, aggressiveness, but it comes out in other ways. A lot of us still also carry a lot of resentment towards women. And that might come from an old relationship, being cheated on, being betrayed in some way, or from the way you grew up and the way your mother or sister reacted to you. And you carry that resentment still into your next encounters with women, and it always seeps out in some way. There will be a dismissive comment. You will read into things, something she says, in a way that makes you feel more angry, which is completely unnecessary, and it just taints whatever you want to do with women. Another aspect is that a lot of men carry a lot of wounded pride. I have been rejected thousands of times, mostly because I also put myself out there, and that just leads to more rejections. But a lot of men are really trying to get with a woman to basically get even with another woman. They're using other women basically as some sort of revenge dating, really trying to prove to that old woman, and maybe mostly to themselves, like, I am not that little boy anymore. I am capable. I am worthy. You were wrong to reject me, and I'm going to be so awesome that you will come clamoring back to me. And finally, what's really holding back a lot of men from really truly relating with women is that they want female sexuality, but they don't want female emotions. I often jokingly say that a lot of men are not looking for a woman, they're looking for a man with tits. They want her to be always ready for intimacy. They want her to be calm and grounded and to take care of themselves, because they are not capable of handling the feminine, a woman in her full expression, with all the emotional chaos and moods that come with that. And I'm not saying dealing with that is easy, but it's part of maturing as a man, of learning how to deal with that kind of stuff. Now, again, I'm not saying this to cast blame on anyone who is still struggling with some of these. Like, I had to work through most of these to really get to a place where I felt free enough in myself to have great relationships with women. to the point that women like naturally gravitate towards me now. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because this is within your grasp. There is nothing special that a man needs to learn. There's no technique. There's no special communication tips and tricks that a man needs to really, really improve their relationship to women. He just needs to unburden himself with the things that he's struggling with. And the beauty of doing this is that it not only improves your relationship to women, it also just makes you more free and liberated in yourself. At a certain point, you go from needing women to loving what women are about and the impact that they have on you. Because a woman doesn't want to feel needed, they want to feel desired, they want to feel cherished, and they want that to come from an honest and pure place. So to end this, I would really invite you to have a good think about this for yourself. Write it down. How much do I actually love women? Be honest with yourself. How much do you still need them for some of the things that I mentioned, maybe something I didn't? And how much wounds do I still carry towards the feminine? If you write this down right now, you will have a clear pathway to improving your relationship to women. It might take a little bit of time, and you might not be able to do everything by yourself. And I would even implore you to not do it by yourself, to find support of men who are walking the same path, because that tends to be much nicer. And once you do, your entire relationship with women will change. Now, I hope this revealed at least something for yourself. Once you let go of some of these things that are in the way, you will become a more magnetic man. Women will start gravitating towards you and they will love you more and more. As you love them more, they will also love you more. And that is really what this channel is all about. How we have to mature as men to become better partners, become better lovers, and become these unforgettable men. If that resonates with you, subscribe, hit the bell icon, leave comments, do all the YouTube thing. This is my first video, so this is a new commitment that I have for myself and a new journey that I'm going on, and I would love to not walk this by myself. So welcome and see you in the next video.